Good morning, everybody. Randall here, back out in the garden, digging taters this morning. We planted these potatoes right around Valentine's Day weekend-ish. And so here we are, first weekend of June, and we got these nice purple potatoes that we're digging right now. These are supposed to be fingerling, but you can see that they're a little bit bigger than normal fingerling size. Now, if you watched our previous episode, whenever we planted these potatoes, we had dug these potatoes this time last year, and we left little ones in the ground there's some in here that we had missed. And when we plant our other crops in here, we noticed that we had little potatoes coming back at the end of summer. Well, when spring rolled around and I couldn't find any of these little purple potato seed at the store to buy, I said, well, there were some coming up in the garden. Let's go dig and see what we got out there. And luckily there was enough to plant out this entire bed. So we have a bunch of potatoes that we didn't plan for. And so that's just, that's been wonderful. So I'm out here this morning pulling. I can use the digging fork here in a minute, but I was just pulling out one or two just to see how well they come out of the dirt. This is pretty pliable dirt. These little potatoes is where these little plants come from, so I'm pulling those out of the ground. And if I miss them, then they can come back and grow with the next crop of whatever I decide to grow here. And then we'll have the same thing that we had last time, is we'll have accidental potatoes growing. But those are nice big potatoes. Not bad for a fingerling purple potato. Now we did have some red potatoes that were growing underneath the kitchen cabinet. Michelle was about to throw them out, and we decided to plant them. We planted them in one row right here, and we harvested a half a bucket size of red potatoes. There's one left over right there, a little seedling. But it looks like we've got a great crop of potatoes in here. The little small ones go great like that. They go great in like roast. Kind of save those off to the side, and we'll use the bigger ones. Now, I've got a digging fork, but this ground is pretty soft, and I'd rather just dig them up by hand than to use the digging fork and risk slicing through a bunch of potatoes like I normally do when I dig. There's two weird shaped ones right there. Look at that. that's going to do it for this harvest for this year of the purple fingerling potatoes. Not bad from potatoes seed that we didn't buy, that we didn't know we had. Just call this an extra harvest that we didn't really have to work very hard for. Lord's really blessed us on this one. So those are good edible potatoes. And then here I threw in the little stuff and the old seed potato that we first planted. Those are they're not squishy, they're not diseased or anything. I threw them right back in here. We'll see how they keep. Maybe we'll do a little experiment in planting our seed potatoes again to see what it gives us. We don't know. We got all of our potatoes weighed up. We subtracted the weight of the bucket and the tray that we've got here, the bread tray. And I'm surprised. We harvested 25 pounds of fingerling purple potatoes out of that one bed. I think this is something we're going to do every year, is we're always going to grow some type of a purple fingerling type potatoes. These are really good in like pot roast and maybe boiled in with some beans and stuff like that. But hope you enjoyed the video. Keep growing, keep building, and always keep adventuring. And together, we're Fullerton Famous.